From Pakistan, India, to the far reaches of Siberia, some people share something uncommon: the pursuit of capturing unique moments, even if it means facing life-threatening dangers. Whether in front of wild lions, imposing bears, or extreme situations, these individuals risked it all for a single photograph. Here's what happened. A Pakistani man enters a safari park with the simple intent of capturing images of wildlife. But when he spots a lion, his visit takes an unexpected turn, as he decides to get closer and take photos of the creature. A taxi driver encounters an injured bear and sees the perfect opportunity for a selfie. But the bear surprises him, and a recording captures the dramatic outcome. A researcher decides to follow a large bear in search of the perfect photo. Without evaluating the consequences, he gets too close, turning it all into a tragic encounter. In 2012, Atif Saeed managed to capture a chilling photo that could send shivers down anyone's spine, even from the safety of a smartphone screen. The photo was taken at a safari-style park near Lahore, Pakistan, during a dangerous and bold feat. Saeed, a 38-year-old professional photographer at the time, decided to visit Lahore Safari Park with the goal of photographing wildlife. In his own car, he drove through the park, capturing various images of the animals. Safari-style parks allow visitors to drive through the area in their own vehicles, getting relatively close to the animals without bars or fences separating them. However, strict rules are in place, with the primary one being that the car must remain closed at all times. Despite this, Atif had his window open to take photos. According to him, this was permitted by the park staff. When he reached the area where the lions were kept, he came up with an idea that would change the course of his visit and nearly his life. In addition to the daring decision to keep the windows open, Atif Saeed stopped the car and positioned it with the door slightly ajar, in case he needed to escape quickly. Determined to get the perfect shot, he stepped away from the vehicle. With the lion in sight, he began to approach it slowly. During the walk, he questioned whether his actions made sense or if he was simply tempting fate. However, the excitement of capturing the perfect photo outweighed his caution. He couldn't let the opportunity slip away. Atif got within just a few meters of the animal. Camera in hand, he positioned himself to take the shots. But in a matter of seconds, the lion, which had been lying down, sprang to its feet and charged toward him. With little time to react, Atif jumped from his spot and ran desperately toward the open car door. He barely escaped. Despite the scare, Saeed emerged unscathed. In his hands, the camera remained intact, holding the remarkable photo he had so desperately wanted. Back home, he wasted no time. He shared the image on the microblogging platform with the handle @NatureIsAmazing. The photo quickly went viral, accumulating over 1.8 million views and cementing his bold feat in the memories of many. The moment captured by Atif Saeed shows the lion just seconds before it attacked. The photo is mesmerizing, captivating countless people across the internet. Describing the incident as an extremely close encounter, Atif revealed that watching the aggressive lion approach through the camera's viewfinder was an indescribable experience. He admitted that he would never have the courage to repeat such a feat. Saeed immortalized a terrifying encounter and survived to tell the tale. As impressive as the photo is, it also serves as a warning about the risks and rewards of wildlife photography. Atif risked his life for a single shot and miraculously emerged unscathed. If the car hadn't been nearby with the door open, if he had been any slower, if the lion had been faster, or if he had tripped, the outcome of this story could have been very different. In April 2018, in Odisha, India, Prabhu Bhattara was a local taxi driver who made a modest living. He owned a taxi and drove through the streets every day. Odisha, a coastal state, is known for its rich culture and ancient temples, which leave a lasting impression on visitors. The region also boasts beautiful landscapes, but perhaps nothing stands out more than its chaotic traffic, an unmistakable feature of nearly every part of the country. With bustling streets, a variety of vehicles, and heavy congestion during peak hours, being a taxi driver in Odisha requires patience and skill. During the summer, the extreme heat makes the job even more challenging. Though his routine was simple, Batara's daily life was anything but easy. Still, he knew the region well and managed to make a living. On the morning of May 2nd that same year, Prabhu Batara was driving a group of people to a wedding. During the event, he waited nearby, as he had already agreed to take them back home. It was a relatively simple job that would earn him good money. At the end of the celebration, Prabhu picked up the group again. Along the way, they made a brief stop, and Batara took the opportunity to relieve himself. As he walked back to the car, he stumbled upon an unusual sight, an injured bear. Driven by curiosity, he approached the creature. In India, sloth bears are found in almost every region, including Odisha. They typically inhabit forests, but encounters with humans occur occasionally. Though they may seem calm, they can be dangerous if provoked or startled. With a defensive nature and powerful claws, they can easily injure anyone who gets too close. Thinking it would be a great opportunity for a selfie, Prabhu stepped closer to the beast. He likely assumed the animal was too injured to pose any threat, or perhaps even believed it was near death. The group with him pleaded for him not to go, but his desire for a photo was too strong, bringing him dangerously close. Once beside the creature, Prabhu was caught off guard by its powerful claws. The bear lunged at him and launched a brutal attack. Both his group and bystanders, drawn by the commotion, threw rocks and sticks in a desperate attempt to free him. A video captured part of the horrifying moment. A dog even appeared and tried to scare the bear away, but no one succeeded. Prabhu died at the scene. When forest rangers arrived, they used tranquilizer darts before retrieving both the man's body and the bear. According to Forest Ranger Dhanarjaya Mohapatra, the bear was taken for treatment and would not be killed. Despite the tragedy, covering Batara's funeral expenses became a challenge. His grieving family received only $450 to cover the costs, an amount that was far from sufficient. Friends and acquaintances organized a protest, blocking roads and demanding greater compensation for the humble family. Within a few days, the authorities agreed to provide additional funds, bringing the tragic case to a close. While Batara acted irresponsibly, the expansion of human communities and the loss of natural habitats have increasingly pushed these animals toward farmland in search of food, leading to more conflicts with humans. However, sloth bears cannot be hunted, as they are protected by law. Prabhu lost his life in a reckless way, ignoring the imminent danger right in front of him. In December 2003, Vitaly Nikolayenko was in his remote cabin near the Takaya River in Siberia, Russia. Nikolayenko was one of the country's most renowned bear researchers and had dedicated 25 years of his life to studying the enormous bears of the wild Kamchatka Peninsula. During this time, he traveled miles through the most isolated valleys and coastal plains, documenting everything with his camera. Although he was aware of the dangers of getting too close to the creatures, he believed the distance he maintained was enough to avoid attacks. He always carried bear spray and kept a journal for notes. By 2003, at over 60 years old, Vitaly was once again in Siberia. Accustomed to solitary journeys through the harshest landscapes, this was just another routine trip. He arrived just before the most intense period of hibernation and settled in a small one-room cabin near the Takaya River. Every day, he ventured out to photograph the bears he encountered. After many days braving the brutal winter, he had already spent too much time in the region. Some bears had already gone into hibernation, and there wasn't much more to do. In December, after communicating with his pilot, Vitaly arranged to wait for the helicopter. However, on the scheduled day, when the aircraft landed to pick him up, neither the pilot nor the co-pilot found any sign of him. Authorities were alerted, and a search team was sent to the area. On January 1st, 2004, Russian authorities announced that the body of the researcher had been found in a lake near his remote cabin. Next to the body, they found a medium-sized bear track and an empty spray can, suggesting that he had apparently tried to defend himself. Viktor Rybrikov, a tour guide and longtime friend of Vitaly, who was part of the search team that discovered the body, explained what likely happened. According to him, Nikolayenko followed a large male bear to a small spring-fed lake less than 2 kilometers from the cabin. Vitaly must have started photographing the bear while it rested, but the trunks and branches of trees blocked his view. He likely decided to get closer to get a better angle. His footprints indicate that he approached the bear to a distance of only 3 meters. Shortly after, he was attacked. A large spray pattern at the scene indicated that Nikolayenko had tried to defend himself, but unsuccessfully. Near the body, there was a flare gun that had not been discharged. His camera, broken and bloodied, was lying nearby. The incident occurred just 2 months after American researcher Timothy Treadwell and his girlfriend were killed by a bear in Katmai National Park, Alaska. Vitaly had dedicated his life to combating illegal hunting and fishing. His solitary patrols often lasted months, during which he followed bears daily, documenting their eating and social habits in detail. Nikolayenko was widely known for his work with bears, but his direct and bold approach made him a controversial figure among naturalists. He rejected more passive methods, preferring a closeness that many considered dangerous. Although he never underestimated the risks, his close relationship with the bears sparked criticism, especially because animals accustomed to human presence became easy targets for poachers. Just months before his death, at least 20 bears he had been monitoring were killed. Throughout his life, Vitaly studied the bears tirelessly, often exposing himself to extreme dangers in order to capture their images. However, on one of these occasions, he was surprised and attacked.